Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Abby and I am a homeschooling mom of 4 kids. They are 4 through 12 years old. So I share a lot of homeschooling on here, some homemaking stuff, just some general lifestyle stuff, hauls every now and then when I catch a wild hair, and just life on this channel. So today I'm going to be sharing my monthly goals. Every single month I pick a goal in a few different areas like homeschooling and parenting and personal goals, and I like to just focus on one thing at a time in those areas because with my personality I generally am trying to be all things to all people at all times, and so setting goals is actually setting boundaries for myself, whereas some of you may think that setting 5 different goals in a month is way too much. So just keep that in mind. If you know your personality and you know that you like to set goals, then maybe this is the video for you. I would love to have you stick around and subscribe. So with that being said, let's get to my goals for the month of April. All right, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get the big one out of the way, like the emotional one out of the way right away. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, then you already know this, but if you do not follow me on Instagram, then you likely do not know that during the month of March, my husband and I lost our pregnancy. I was about 8 or 9 weeks along, although I knew for a couple of weeks that it was likely not going to end well. So we had some time to process before I actually did miscarry, although it was rough. It was not an easy one. It was actually our 3rd loss, but it was our first in a very long time, and I don't know if it's just age or what, but it was physically, it was a hard hit for me. And so my personal goal this month is just to kind of allow myself to regroup. I know that generally people can be very excited to try again right away as soon as your midwife or doctor lets you. For me, I'm not sure where I'm at with that, and that's totally fine. My husband and I have an open dialogue going in the middle of good times or like a bad time to talk about it. I may just start talking about my thoughts on if we are going to try again soon or not, but I just, I'm wanting to be a little gentle with myself, mentally and emotionally as well as physically, because like I said, it was rough, and that's all I'll say because I don't want TMI here on my channel, but I just know that nutrition wise I would like to allow my body to recover. I'm trying my hardest to listen to the advice of my midwife and not do intense workouts for at least a couple more weeks. It's been a few weeks now, but she wanted me to at least get to a month before I started running again. I have figured out how to do the Peloton in a low impact way without doing the actual low impact rides necessarily, and I've been doing some light upper body stuff and stuff like that. But for me, when I'm not able to work out, which is my physical and emotional and spiritual safe place, is running and working out daily and pushing my limits. It's a good feeling for me. I know it's not that way for everyone, but that's a good feeling for me. And when I'm not able to do that the way that I would like to, then I have to in other areas kind of be more mindful. One area is sunshine, nutrition, a combo of a lack of hard exercise and a lack of good nutrition is a very bad combination for me. I know that emotionally I just decline pretty rapidly if I'm not eating well and working out regularly, and so I'm trying to be extra mindful of just staying on top of eating fresh foods and getting out in the sun, and I've taken the kids to the beach quite a bit and just been outdoors, and that's been really good for me. So I'm just wanting to, in the month of April, continue on that thought pattern, just overall wellness, nutrition, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, and so I am allowing myself to really think about myself in the month of April. As funny as that sounds, to be like, I'm letting myself think about myself, and that means I'm eating all of my meals and breathing fresh air. sometimes when you're a mom and you're just going through stuff, that's not easy. And so the month of April, that's my goal. So that's my personal goal in the month of April. And now that I'm talking about that, I don't think I did goals for the month of March. And I think one of the reasons that I didn't do goals for the month of March was because around the time that I would have been filming that, I just kind of pulled back a little bit from YouTube and just posted content I had already filmed, or I was just easy to film, like a grocery haul, or things that were just not difficult for me to like prepare for, because I had already found out at that point, I think, that this was not going to be a viable pregnancy. And so I just was like kind of retreating to a safer place mentally. And so I didn't do goals for the month of March. Side note, I do write my goals down. So next, my family goal, our family goal. This is one that John and I like to talk about regularly. Sometimes it's me saying, hey, this month, do you really want to focus on that? And he's like, sure, whatever you say. And then some months he's like, hey, I've noticed that such and such a thing is just not working well in our family. Why don't we really try to focus on that? Like, get a good grip on it, make a good habit. John's a great Charlotte Mason dad. He's all about the habit training with me, which I love. So our family goal this month is just family dinners. And this goal came about because as I've walked through the process of this loss, that family dinner time has been so healing for me. I do love to cook. I love having all my people in one place, and we've pushed our family dinner time back lately to being closer to 7 because our activities in the evenings like karate and dance and church tend to be on the later side. And so instead of rushing for an earlier dinner, we've just pushed back to a later dinner, and it's been so good. So I have pulled out some of my grandmother's old recipes and my mom's recipes, and we've just, for the last, I would say 3 or 4 weeks, had really intentional family dinner time, which we always have family dinner, but we don't always, especially as adults, slow down for family dinner time. So a lot of times it's fast dinners, it's taquitos, and it's taco night or spaghetti. But something about the events of the last month have just made me want that time a little more. And so it's been great. And I just would like to continue that in the month of April, just establishing that, because as summer comes around and things get busier and we travel, if we aren't in a good routine, then we will really uproot the lack of routine. And so I really want to focus on just being back in that family dinner flow, especially, side note, when it includes my kids and my husband getting up from the table and helping clean up right away, which is one of the best parts about intentional family dinner time, is that my husband will always be like, all right, well, let's all go do the dishes now. And they follow him, and then I'm like, wow. So I love family dinner time, especially because it ends that way. But yeah, just getting back on track with family dinners is my goal for the month of April, our family goal. My homeschooling goal, now we will likely finish toward the end of May this year. And I can do a whole other video on like our end of the year plans. I actually think I have that coming up soon. But we will likely finish toward the end of May, but we just recently started doing a unit on World War II. Now, if our past difficult units were any indication, then I should have known already that this would be a heavy topic that we are going to need to tiptoe through instead of rush through. And it was very much that way when we talked about slavery. I think I had planned like two-week unit studies on it for 5 in a row. We ended up sitting in that for almost 6 months. Questions, books we were reading, read-alouds we were doing, and my kids are processors, and I am too. So we walked through that for a while. Now where we are in our story of the world is we are getting to, again, heavier topics such as Pearl Harbor and the Holocaust. And so I have a lot of read-alouds for that. And so I'm just wanting to really dig in deep and work with them on reading aloud, what their independent reading is, just kind of sit with them in it and process together and discuss. And but a lot of that, especially in a Charlotte Mason style homeschool, a lot of lessons come from living books. And so I want to be sure that I turn my attention toward making the most use of those books that we have. And so just that read aloud time is where my focus is in our homeschool for the month of April. Let me see here. My homemaking goal is very simple. I did a lot of organizing recently. Our kitchen is organized really well right now, and we are about to have construction start on our guest bathroom. So I want to get the linen closets organized as well as my bathroom organized, because that's where my kids will be using the bathroom for the next few weeks as well. So just simple organization, but the details, closets, bathrooms, that kind of stuff. And then my parenting goal is just to have follow through on the expectations within our routines. We have morning routines and afternoon contributions, which are our chores. And if my expectations aren't like, mom has such high expectations, but I expect them to be proud of their work. And so I say a lot to them, you know, don't show me or don't tell me that you're done until you know it's been done in your best effort. And so when I get out of that habit, then they get out of good habits as well. So my goal for April, my parenting goal is just to hold them to a standard that they can be proud of as well. And just kind of, again, just turning my focus toward that, because days can just be such a rush, especially this time of year. And it really is all up to the fact that if mom is rushed, then everyone's rushed. And so I just want to make sure that I am focusing on what those expectations are and things being completed well. So those are my goals for the month of April. If you guys are goal setters, let me know what some of your goals are in the comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you like goals, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.